What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. I just got home from work, so I may slur my words. I may say stuff that don't make any sense. And I don't really care to edit these kind of videos because, yeah, there's no point. But the Giants just signed, well, a couple hours ago, the Giants just signed Brandon Marshall, former New York Jets. I knew this was going to happen, and I'm so happy that it did. Brandon Marshall, man, he's a great player, great character now. Now, I say that now because he's has some issues in the past, but I'm so excited for Brandon Marshall to see what he's going to do with Odell. We did sign Brandon Marshall to I believe it was a 2-year, $12 million deal around there. I'm not really quite sure about that yet, but I think I saw it on NFL Network already. But 2-year, $12 million deal, and I think that's a great deal. I mean, we were able to get him for cheap. I think people that are disappointed with the Victor Cruz cutting of Victor Cruz. I think people are starting to come up to the light now and kind of lighten up. That now we got Brandon Marshall, we got him for cheaper, we got him on a 2-year deal, and he's a totally different receiver than Victor Cruz. I'm not gonna go out and say Brandon Marshall is gonna have over 1,000 yards, and it's for sure, it's a lock. We're going to the playoffs, we're going to the Super Bowl, and let's slow our roll first. I think we gotta be smart about this because last year we said the same thing about Odell. Odell is Odell. And then we drafted Sterling Shepard. And then we found out Victor Cruz was healthy. Everybody was going off. Even I was. I was saying, oh man, this is going to be one of the best, trios in the league. And they came in, they came in week 1 in Dallas, and they did look like that duo, but slowly they just, fell apart. And, there was a lot of character issues, and in Miami, the yachts and stuff, and whatever. Victor Cruz complaining he's not getting enough looks, but can't catch the ball. This is different. Now, I'm not going to go out, like I said before, I'm not going to say, Brandon Marshall and Odell is going to be the best duo in the league, including with Sterling Shepard and all that. But I think this can be a very good trio, and I think it's very different than what we saw with Victor Cruz. You guys know Odell and Victor Cruz, they're not the same player per se, but they do have the same, around the same measurables. Their style is route running and speed. That's just, they're like the same receiver. With Brandon Marshall coming in at about 6'4", 230 pounds, give or take, this guy is the size of a outside linebacker. This will drag a lot of attention. Defenses will not know what to do. I mean, you got Odell's already getting double teams. You have to double team Brandon Marshall. It's almost a given. Nobody could really cover him one-on-one. Not that he's an elite wide receiver or anything, but he's big. The prototypical cornerback now is about 5'10", 5'11", 6 foot. You rarely see a corner that's like 6'1", 6'2". That's just not how the league is anymore. It's the shorter corners, the faster corners, are the ones with good ball skills, so on and so forth. But with Brandon Marshall, he has to get double teams. I mean, he's a big guy. Not only does he have height, he has strength. This guy, a very good run blocker, very good in beating the press. I mean, cornerbacks can't press the guy anymore. He's very strong. The guy is very strong. So putting Brandon Marshall in the lineup can change our offense. I mean, double the amount of success that we had last year. This could really, really be something good, and it could be something bad as well. You never know. Brandon Marshall could get hurt, never play a snap as a Giant. That kind of stuff could happen. But I think this could be a very, very good signing for the Giants, and I think it already is. And I knew this was going to happen too because Brandon Marshall was really pushing to sign with the Giants. As soon as this guy was cut, he said he didn't even mention any other teams that he wanted to be with. He said, I want to be a Giant. And the media was going off saying that he might go to New England. He has problems there with some of the players in New England, some of the coaches, Josh McDaniels, Martellus Bennett, and I don't think Martellus Bennett is even staying there. But anyway, I knew he wasn't going to go to New England, and I felt like he was going to go to the Giants. Not only that, all his interviews, he said he wanted to stay in New York. He did come out and say, like I said in my other video, my last video, one of the reasons why he wanted to stay too is because he doesn't want to move his family out of the location they're in now. He likes where he's at, and that's why he wanted to be with the Giants, which is completely fair. I mean, being a wide receiver, he did move to 4 other teams. I mean, he was a part of Denver, then he was a part of Miami, then he was a part of Chicago, then he was a part of the New York Jets, and it's kind of hard moving a lot of in way different locations across the country that many times in a short span of about 10 years. So yeah, he wanted to stay there, fair enough. He also changed his Instagram profile picture to the Super Bowl 46 trophy. It was the infamous picture of Victor Cruz holding the trophy up, and his profile picture was the Lombardi trophy. It was zoomed in. All you saw was the hand, and then the Lombardi trophy. And he really wanted to be a Giant. He was really pushing it, really kind of appealing to all the Giants fans by putting that picture up. And he definitely he won me over. I can't wait to see what he's going to do on the field. I think he's really passionate about being a New York Giant. This might be the first time he ever makes the playoffs in his career, should the Giants come back and do something great like they did last year. Not only do I think that this is going to help the Giants on the field, but I think off the field when it comes to Odell Beckham, it's going to help Odell on the field because it's gonna take a lot of attention. I think more than Victor Cruz. Once the season started to go along, everybody knew that Victor Cruz wasn't really a threat like he was back in 2011 when he got 1,500 yards. So everybody knew that he wasn't that receiver anymore. So defenses really didn't pay attention to him. Sterling Shepard was kind of Jekyll and Hyde. He's a very good wide receiver, very good route runner. But sometimes Eli just wouldn't give him looks. He would just throw the ball to Odell. But now, you are forced to really look at Brandon Marshall. Brandon Marshall has been a number 1 wide receiver everywhere he went. Everywhere he's been that number 1. Now he's coming in as a number 2. He's going to be under Odell. It's going to be scary. So defenses really need to make sure, to cover both of them, and that's going to allow Odell to get some looks. But that's also going to help Odell off the field because, believe it or not, I know this is Odell's contract year. He's fighting for an extension, but it wasn't the last we're going to see of Odell catching a hissy fit, a temper tantrum, things like that. He has character issues. We all know this. But Brandon Marshall has been in those same shoes before. He's had problems with the quarterback not throwing him the ball. He's had problems with his offense completely sucking. He's had problems with coaching issues. He's never been afraid to talk about it with the media and talk about it with his teammates and kind of blow things up, and talk about it and stuff like that. When Odell gets those kind of tantrums, I saw Eli come up to him a couple of times. Eli's not really a leader with his voice. He's not that kind of guy. So, he talked to him a couple of times, but you could tell it didn't work because he punched a hole in Green Bay's wall. And Ben McAdoo sometimes went up to him as well, but I never saw anybody. I'm talking nobody went up to Odell to talk to him besides those 2 that I mentioned. Not even the wide receiver coaches or anything like that. But with Brandon Marshall, he's had these issues before. He's had that kind of mentality before. He's a changed guy. I believe he went through rehab for a couple times because he had character issues. He definitely changed. He's very humbled now. And when things go wrong with Odell Beckham, I know he's going to be the first to go ahead and talk to Odell. We'll see him on the sidelines talking to Odell, and I guarantee it's going to happen because I guarantee Odell is going to pull another tantrum. It's going to happen. So this could definitely help Odell too, to get himself humbled, fight for that contract extension. I don't know how we're gonna pay for him because he's gonna want to be the highest paid. Now that Antonio Brown is the highest paid receiver, he's gonna want to be very close to that. So we'll see what happens. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I will be putting out another video in a couple hours. It's gonna be the Giants free agency preview. That was originally my idea today because free agency is tomorrow. But it's gonna have to force me to make 2 videos because I'm not gonna make my free agency analysis for the New York Giants tomorrow because half the people will either be cut or let go or re-signed, and there'll be no point in me giving my opinion on who I think should be re-signed or cut or released or whatever. I'm just gonna make a double upload. Bear with me, guys. I know some of you guys don't even watch the second video that I put out. I noticed that when I double upload, but yeah, go ahead and give it a look when I put it up. It's going to be a New York Giants free agency analysis, and you guys could put your thoughts in the comment section below. I'd be very happy to talk to you about it. But let me know what you guys think about the Brandon Marshall signing. I think it's going to be great. I think he should. I think I said this before. He should at least have 700 yards if he plays at least 13 games. I think 700 is generous. I think he could get 900 yards. I think he could get 800 yards. I think he could get, maybe it's pushing it, but I think he could get 1,000 yards. You know, I guarantee Odell's going to have 1,000 yards if he plays all 16 games or 15 or 14 games. I guarantee Odell's going to have over 1,000. But can we get a number 2 wide receiver to have 1,000 yards? That's the question there. Ruben Randle almost did it in Odell's rookie year when he had I think he had 900 something yards. I think Brandon Marshall could do the same. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.